a little for you about my life for those that don't know me, because a lot of people have come over from other pages. So, I had stage 4 lung cancer, and I was given 2 to 4 weeks to live, coughing and shitting blood up at home on my own. Never told any of my friends, just kept quiet. First couple of hours were the worst of the day. And then I got offered chemo, which is basically killing everything good left in the body. And then started the journey to healing myself. But I've travelled all over the world, and I've met many different kinds of people. So I learned about nutrition, herbs, nuts, seeds, grains. One of my friends, he spoke 6 languages, old hippie. So my wealth is knowledge of how to beat cancer and change the body from acidic to alkaline. So all these plants that you see, they're all alkaline. Now, let's take Coca-Cola, for instance, with a pH of 2.5. Drop a copper coin in it. 1 hour later, that's shiny. So if that does that to a coin, what does it do to the inside of you? So that's going on now. 7 years ago I was 110 kilo. Now I'm pretty fit. No fat on my body. So my wealth comes from knowledge of plants, what they do. So everything you see is grown to help my body. We all have to focus on more foods that are not containing all these chemicals and additives to keep them on the shelves for weeks. We buy fresh. Like me, I don't keep nothing in the fridge. I'm able to, and it's also to keep, to get out of the house, go to the supermarket every day. But I don't buy any meat from the supermarket anymore, because a lot of it is not, like Tesco's, Sainsbury's Best Steaks. They're not even packed by Tesco's. So, go to the butchers, buy your meat from the butchers, and try and cut down on the sugar. Like if you drink a lot of tea and you have 2 or 3 sugars and you're drinking 10, 15 cups a day, which is normal for an English person, when we go over to hotter countries, people drink more water because you have to, as where this country we don't. So we're all now coming out of a long dark winter. We all lack vitamin D, so it's important to be out in the sun. They tell us stay away from the sun, but the sun's so good for us. Reminding me of that now, I've got a fella who wants some cream for his kid, and I'm now going to pack that up and get that ready for him as a gift, because his son gets really bad reactions to the sun. So I've got a natural sunscreen with no chemicals, and it's got oxide powders in it which naturally reflect the sun and don't penetrate into the skin, so they sit on the surface of the skin. And people who live near me, they buy those. Like one guy who buys it, and he goes on holiday 3-4 times a year with his wife and his kids, and his kids are small, like 5, 6, 7 years old, and he says that he uses that for 2 weeks and no burn for his kids. So great product. But yeah, so money's not important to me anymore after being so sick and getting myself well. And I think over the years we've helped many of people to get well. I've took stuff to Turkey, I've took stuff to many countries and helped treat people. Spent a month with them, helped them every day, drag them up the road, make them walk, put my arm around them, because I know how weak I was. And when I was laying there coughing blood up on the floor, no one was coming to save me. And I started off drinking. I bought a juicer because I had literally no money, from eBay for 20 quid. And then I bought beetroot because I heard beetroot with B12 helps start to kill the cancer cells. And then I had a friend who donated me some cannabis oil, which turned me coughing mouthfuls of blood up to, within days, that started to clot up and, coagulate, which means that's starting to heal. And then the beetroot juice, because I was already being sick in the sink with blood, I'd drink the beetroot juice, then I'd be sick. And of course it was red, so I remember standing in the sink crying. But I refused the chemo and I refused all the doctors, because over the years I see what they do to people and there's no comeback on it. Like my mum, she needed an operation because she had tinnitus, and I kept saying to her, put olive oil in your ear every night for a week, because that's just a dry build up of wax in your ear lobe. And she had the operation and left paralysed. Suffered for 2,090 days, so don't trust them. Chemo, if you survive around a chemo, your body was already strong enough to fight it without. And instead of, for young kids and stuff like that, you want to take them to Disneyland. Don't take them to Disneyland. Take them to a country where all the plants that heal cancer grow naturally, and do it that way. But anyways guys, a quick one for you, just a little bit into me.